While it's draft lottery week and me and Pat spent all of last week doing season grades for players, on today's episode, we're going to judge the front office and also regrade the Zach LaVine trade. Did it send the Bulls on the right direction and path? We're going to talk about it all and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, your team every day. Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City
You
Breeze,
okay?
and host of.
You all right?
I'm tired, bro. It's been a weekend, bro. And host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000.
Oh, intro thrown off.
I'm Hayes, host creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts.
That was funny.
Hey, it is what it is. Today's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year.
What is that?
It's a Monday, bro. It is a Monday, man. Between the WNBA stuff going on, the Bears stuff going on, it's playoffs have been crazy. Been up every day late doing the playoffs. It's been crazy. How you feeling, Pat?
I'm all right, my guy. I mean, a lot of stuff this weekend, so I get being tired. I mean, I was at rookie minicamp all 3 days. Gas. The final day, you just trying to make something. It was, no one's dead. There we go. That's the story. So it's good to see football back on the field. That was fun.
Absolutely. Can't wait till the season actually starts. But we got to go back in time. We got to grade this trade that happened. The Chicago Bulls traded Zach LaVine finally after what it was 2.5, 3 years of trade rumors surrounding Zach LaVine. The Bulls finally do trade Zach LaVine. They get back Kevin Huerter, Tre Jones, Zach Collins, their own first-round pick back. So the complete protections removed off that, which was really good. In a three-way deal between the San Antonio Spurs and Sacramento Kings. Now that we've had some time to step away from this deal, we saw what Tre Jones brought to this team, Kevin Huerter brought to this team. How you feeling about this trade in hindsight?
I mean, look, when you look at it now, and this is tough, and I'm sure this is going to be the minority opinion. Everybody else got something but you. Now, granted, the Kings got Zach LaVine and basically became the Chicago Bulls. But you basically got the rights back to your picks. Mm-hmm. We don't know if Kevin Huerter is going to be a part of this team moving forward. Tre Jones probably isn't a part of this team moving forward. And Zach Collins is kind of on the same Kevin Huerter path where both of them are, I would say they're probably pieces that could be moved via trade again to try and make deals work, to try and open things up. The hope is that Kevin Huerter is a long-term piece here. I think he's the one that makes the most sense. Zach Collins off of the bench as well will be solid. But you got your pick back. The San Antonio Spurs got De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I mean, but that was more of an additive into that move. I get it. Yeah, I mean, they got the Kings and the Spurs got most as far as players, but I do think getting your own first-round pick back was big for the Chicago Bulls because now you don't have to walk that. For example, the Bulls season, the way that it finished, they wouldn't have their pick right now.
They wouldn't have their pick. I mean, I get that. I guess it's trying to keep a ship from sinking that has 7 holes in it, and you plugged 5 of them. Meanwhile, 2 of the holes might open back up, though, because you may not hold on to the pieces. I think it would have been great if, one, you didn't shoot yourself immediately again in the foot by signing Lonzo Ball, or you actually could have re-signed Tre Jones. Then you're talking about this being a great move, because then it's like, okay, we got Tre Jones. More than likely, you're keeping Kevin Huerter next season. And I would think Zach Collins.
I wouldn't say that. The way things are looking, I don't know if that's even for sure anymore either. So.
It's just, and I think that's the thing, right? Like getting protections removed off of your pick, while it's good, and yes, you'll be able to get something in the draft this year, this only becomes a win of a trade for the Chicago Bulls. Which again, we said going into the wins are done, right? By the time you had turned down multiple first-round picks, multiple players back, all of these things, you weren't winning this deal. So I'm not going to call it a win now. This is a best-case scenario situation. But the only way that this does become a win for you is if whatever this pick in the draft lottery ends up being tonight, you turn it into a player that is Zach LaVine level or higher. Like, you need a superstar, and you don't know if you have one on your team. You need a star at least. If you can do that, then yeah, this is a completely different conversation next season. But right now, you got 3 players on your team that may not be here in a pick.
Yeah, but I think that's what they were looking for. The cap flexibility is something that I think they were looking for because now you've gotten those three players that all could not be on your team. Now, what do you do with that cap space? That's another thing I think that long term we'll have to grade in that as well as what they do with that cap space. Because if you sign more Javon Carters,
and that's the thing. It's like this deal hinges on the Bulls making good decisions, and yet we got to this point knowing the Bulls don't make good decisions because they made a lot of bad decisions.
I mean, like, there's always one. A broke clock is right twice a day. It got to be coming at some point, right, Pat? Like a good decision has to be coming soon at some point, right?
I think they used them all up. We got to see if Kobe and Giddey are. We got to see if Giddey and Modest are superstars.
Those are the two we're done.
You got those are two. Those are your two a day. You hit on those. Those are good pick selections. Yeah. And if they don't hit, because now it comes down to, in all seriousness, as much as we joke about how bad AK has been, now it comes down to getting this pick right, getting whatever this draft pick right is. And if you get this pick right, listen, this team can be good, but is good enough? I understand it's going to take levels to get to certain things, but we're watching the playoffs right now. You need guys Denver should not be in this series.
I mean, yeah, they have a generational player on the team.
But that's why. Yeah. And that's the point I was going. But when you watch them, you're like, this team looks confused. They look they're lost on defense. Like, what's going on right now? And then Jokic is just like, let me just go out here and be Jokic real quick. And it's like, oh my God, they're amazing again.
Yeah, I mean, it just the Bulls direction. I'll say this. I do think that they made probably the best that they could have out of the situation, because at that point where they are now, we're not talking about what they got offered. The Knicks deal is still going to be the best it could have ever gotten offered for Zach. But with where they are now, because that deal was never coming back, I do think you gain cap flexibility, you gain your own first round picks back, which you were going to have to give up one eventually to the Spurs. Now you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to walk the tightrope. You can actually now focus on the development of your players. Wherever it falls, it falls. So there is a little bit of that, but like you said, like the ultimate thing comes down to what do you now do with this? Because like you could talk about the cap space of 2026 all year long, but if we end up signing Javon Carter, re-signing Lonzo Ball, and bringing back Kevin Huerter, okay, what? Like, I mean, not to knock Kevin Huerter or whatever else, but it's like, all right, what are we doing there? So you have to still have a team that free agents want to come to, especially it seems like their plan is going to be trying to max out a restricted free agent, so that way the team isn't necessarily as inclined to match the deal, which is fine, but you still have to have something that somebody wants to come to.
You also have to have, which I do think the Bulls, I said that, and we both said this, right? This Bulls team is really good with a superstar attitude.
Oh, facts. Absolutely.
Like, I'm really excited about what this team is if Modest turns into that next level player, or if Josh Giddey turns into that next, because Kobe White is the perfect role-playing guy to have next to you, right? Modest Buzelis fits in perfectly with a lot of that stuff. Then Kevin Huerter being on this team, then Zach Collins being on this team makes a ton of sense. You probably change things up contract-wise as you go out there and re-sign these guys, but you got to get that guy. I mean, even if I'm the Bulls today, and I don't know about you, Hayes, but the conversation pre-season, which I feel like we have this conversation all the time, but I guess this is the first time Giannis has ever been open to actually leaving the Milwaukee Bucks. If you're the Bulls, you got to make the call. You got to be like, what's it going to take? Because to win in this NBA, you need a superstar,
I get that,
no matter what.
But I think if you make the call, because maybe you can get lucky. You never know how Luka went for AD and some firsts that aren't going to convey. Like, I mean, so make the call. But if the Bulls were
after that Luka trade,
if the Bulls were to get Giannis, I don't think like the Bulls are still a first round exit every year, because you would have to theoretically give up so much that at that point your cap space is 8-2. You don't have future assets to add to the team. You're gonna give up one of Giddey, Modest, or Kobe in that move, regardless. He's coming back to play here, and I think we're back at the same situation that we were with Zach LaVine. Giannis is way better than Zach, make no mistake about it, but I don't think we really have the pieces around to support. And Giannis has never been a player that's attracted free agents, being in Milwaukee. The Bulls have never been a team that's attracted free agents. So we can say, well, you get Giannis and people are going to want to come here. That hasn't been proven yet either for either us or Giannis. So I hear it, and I would love for the Bulls to make that call and see what they can do. Maybe they can get lucky. But if we're talking about realistic moves to get Giannis here, the team's still going to be a first-round exit. So great. We'll win 45 games and be a first-round exit. Cool.
Well, I think what changes is, one, you've got a coach that Giannis has been able to win with, which is basically another Mike Budenholzer type and Billy Donovan here.
I love every time you say that, bro.
I'm just saying, it's the same dude. Billy Donovan is Mike Budenholzer if he stayed skinny. Remember, people forget Bud is the same dude that was in Atlanta.
Well, he was skinny when he got fired. He was back skinny. I know.
It's a different skinny now. Now it looked like you got big and then got skinny. Mike Budenholzer had that original skinny. You know what I'm saying?
He was fit. I get what you're saying.
He was fit. Yeah, I mean, when he was in Atlanta, you forget he was that same dude. You be like, dang, that was you.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. But I just feel like at the end of the day, the first thing the Bulls have to do is find a way to get a superstar. That's no matter what. And Giannis is that guy. Giannis is a superstar. And then you build off of that. And yeah, people didn't come to Milwaukee. It's Milwaukee.
Yeah, I get that.
We know why.
But if we're being honest, though,
the last time superstar level talent wanted to come to Chicago, now the Bulls couldn't work it out because of wanting to keep the bench together. We had a superstar.
Who are you talking about?
Derrick Rose.
I mean, first of all, that's rumored. But yeah, I mean that. But you also had.
I don't think that's rumored at this point. John Paxson was like, we had them signed, we just couldn't get Bosh.
Well, okay, but even then, it's because you had a young player that was on a rookie scale deal as a near MVP. That's a little bit different than bringing in a guy on a almost $50 million contract and being over 30. So I get what you're saying, and again, we'll never find out because we're not that lucky.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
It is what it is when it comes down to that.
But we'll see. No, we won't.
What is going to happen is that we're going to give a season grade to this front office coming up next. But first, we got to get to a message from DoorDash. NBA fans, you know what time it is. Playoff season means big performances and even bigger rewards. DoorDash is bringing the heat with a slam dunk deal for Dash Pass members during the 2025 NBA playoffs. It's called They Swoosh, You Score. Anytime a player drops 50 or more points in a playoff game, Dash Pass members score a free 3-piece crispy tender combo from Wingstop the very next day. Just place an order of $20 or more and use code Wingstop50 at checkout, and that combo is yours. Crispy, delicious, and totally free. Offer valid noon to midnight the day after the game. Terms do apply. What's your go-to move after an epic game? Are you ordering wings and reliving highlights? Imagine being rewarded with free food just because someone went off for 50. If you ever looked at delivery rates and thought, there's got to be a better way. With Dash Pass, you can get $0 delivery fees and exclusive perks like this one. How much would you save over the season? So here's the play. Sign up at Dash Pass to unlock this and more exclusive deals all season long. When any player scores 50 plus in a playoff game, Dash Pass members can grab a free 3-piece crispy tender combo from Wingstop the next day with $20 plus order and code Wingstop50. That's Dash Pass, your door to more savings, more flavor, and more ways to win. Terms do apply. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. Well, old machine there, bro. You forgot to drop the banner a little bit late, but it's good.
I didn't have the media assets of scrolling. And for some reason, bro, the wheel on my mouse is gone. I be scrolling down and scrolling up. Like,
why do you refuse to replace technology? You got a burnt keyboard, a mouse that don't scroll.
And keyboard work again.
Bro, it's burnt. You smelt burning metal or plastic, and you're holding on to the keyboard.
We're still typing.
You work for ESPN. Get a new keyboard.
What check say? Y'all not gonna put me on 75 shows and not pay me enough.
But with that said, Pat, man, let's grade the job of the front office this season, man. So from I guess we got to start. The transaction period will be from the Giddey trade on and everything that's happened. So we traded Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey. We moved DeMar DeRozan in a sign and trade. What did we get back in that sign and trade? A second-round pick and Chris Duarte.
Yeah. Remember that Duarte deal?
That we got that back. Jesus,
the Duarte truthers, baby.
We signed Jalen Smith. We made the Zach LaVine trade, which we just talked about. If you talk about re-signings as well, we re-signed Lonzo Ball to contract extension, 2 years, $20 million, with the last year being a team option. I don't believe I missed any trade. Drafted Monas Buzelis as well. Can't forget that one. When you look at the transaction period for the Chicago Bulls front office, how you grading the season, man?
You want to know what? I feel like I got to grade this season in a. You ever have that one class that you do well on all of this stuff, but then there's like one thing you get a C on and it drops your grade like 15%. You're like, what just happened? They're like, well, this counted for 75% of your grade. It's like, okay, like what just I got to get the Bulls a C. I think there was a lot of good moves made. I think that the Modest Buzelis was trade or drafting was a good move. I think that the Josh Giddey trade has turned into a good move, although Alex Caruso is looking back in a major way.
I mean, listen, this is what they got of this.
This
And when
is
people were talking
exactly
about
what
during the
they got
regular
him for.
season, it's like, do y'all realize like they don't have to play Alex Caruso a lot during the regular season because they want to make sure he's going to be healthy in the playoffs.
Yeah, he is killing it right now. But I think that these are moves that benefited the Bulls. I think even some of the pieces you got back in the Zach LaVine trade do benefit the Bulls, but the fact that the Bulls just still haven't picked a direction that they really want to go in, to me, is really dragging this down, because you made this move. I mean, you made the initial trade where you gave up all of these picks for DeMar DeRozan. That didn't work out for you. Now you get your picks back, but you also re-signed Lonzo Ball in the span of this, which really hurts you on bringing back a young player that could be a solid piece for you in the future. You've also brought in you still haven't picked this direction on, okay, we want to go young and figure it out, but also we want to have young, talented players that are winning right now. It's like you don't get to live in both worlds and actually get better, usually. If you find a way to do it, I'll applaud you at the end of this road. But the Bulls are trying to we're going to win now and be competitive. And if they get the number 1 overall pick tonight, I guess I can shut the heck up. And it worked out.
If they get in the top 4, then AK he needs to walk out in the post lottery conference and just be like, see, I told y'all.
Even that, right? We can't even. I mean, I think the one transaction that we did forget about, and I believe that was this offseason, is you also got Patrick Williams $90 million.
Oh crap! You're absolutely right. I forgot about that.
So I can't even trust that you're going to get the number 4 overall pick right and then actually pay him the right way, because you gave a dude $90 million who literally was like, I guess I'm done playing basketball now.
Yeah, so I mean, if we're judging it okay, let's look at it this way. The Giddey trade, good. That's a good move for us. I like that move for us. The Modest Buzelis, absolutely win getting Modest Buzelis. Jalen Smith was a solid signing, but then we didn't play him a lot, so judge that how you will. The Lonzo's extensions, the Patrick Williams contract extension, both fails on that right now. So I mean, I think the moves that they made were so good. Giddey and Modest are really that gets you near getting a positive grade for sure. Patrick Williams brings you down. Lonzo, man, listen. I know he hasn't technically played on that contract extension yet, but I tell you what, I don't feel confident about having Lonzo. I'd rather have Tre Jones on this team. I'd rather him being locked in to an extension personally. You made the Zach LaVine trade. You got some veteran pieces that do help support your young players. I can't C- for me. I keep in mind.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
You also could have had another first-round pick if you had traded Lonzo to the Minnesota or to the Memphis.
Which would have been, what did I tell you that ended up being?
It would have been 18.
18th.
You could have had at least 12 and 18 in this draft, where we're like, there's multiple pieces that are going to be solid NBA pieces.
And instead, you gave him a contract extension.
And that's what I mean. That's why I say it, right. Like it's like you plugged holes in a boat that had 8 holes, but then you got Mark Eversley in the back with a drill, just adding more, just like he's digging
back
for
there,
oil.
still like you did me wrong.
You know what I mean? Like you got John Paxson in the back, like it's never gonna fix, it's never gonna work. Like for every win, there's 2 losses. Man. And so it's like, yes, the wins are wins because I do think that Josh Giddey is a good long-term piece. I do think that Modest Buzelis is a good long-term piece. And that will weigh more than some of the losses that you do have. The Lonzo Ball thing can end up being nothing. Tre Jones, listen, I like Tre Jones. Tre Jones is a guy. I'm not saying that he's going to be an elite piece for the Bulls moving forward if they were to end up keeping him, right? Like, he's a guy. He's a nice piece to have. He's somebody I would rather have than Lonzo Ball. But every win that I can count on, I'm looking at 2 to 3 losses on top of that. And it's literally you just going, this was a good decision. Let's F it up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I can't blame you for feeling that way. I mean, it's tough. What grade are you giving him? What's the letter grade you giving him?
I think I said a C, right? C. I'd lean C to C minus.
Yeah.
Because the losses are losses.
Yeah.
And their losses that are going to the Patrick Williams one is going to be incredibly tough to move.
Oh, you're I know it came out over the weekend that they're open to moving Patrick Williams, which maybe we'll throw on there and talk about tomorrow a little bit in more detail. But it's like, okay, you're open to moving him unless you're open to moving a first-round pick to get off of him. He's not going nowhere. Nobody's taking Patrick Williams deal with 4 years left on it. Maybe if there were 2, maybe after the season, maybe. But not.
I'm not going to say nobody would. I think Charlotte would look at that just because.
People say that just because Charlotte is where he's from. I don't even think with what the draft picks that they got coming in here, I don't think that they take a look at Patrick Williams.
Well, I think they're a team. I don't care about him being from there. I forgot he was from there, to be honest with you. I'm not worried about this man's history. But I think them, because teams like that are usually more willing to take a chance and see and be like, well, we've got the money to absorb it. Let's see if we can fix it. Now, Charlotte can't fix nobody, right? So maybe Brooklyn would be a team to look at, or one of these, the championship team is not going to do. I was going to say one of the top teams that are kind of
if he was still on his
90 million is a lot.
Maybe. Now it's 71
it's
million.
Not as much. Yeah. It's not as much, but
it's still, I just don't see any team right now, because even the teams that are like low rebuilding that want a lot of young talent, they either have young talent at that position already, or they're probably going to draft. Like, we'll see what happens after the draft. Maybe that does open up some more stuff. But I just don't see a team that clearly is like, yeah, Patrick Williams will take that risk on him. Like, even the players that left the Chicago Bulls and the Gaffords and the Lauries and whoever else you want to mention that went on to, we moved them and they went on to have success. They flashed that here, right? They like Gafford, you saw that.
Yeah.
Laurie's first 2 years, you saw that. Boylan killed it, and then it went left. What have we seen from Patrick Williams?
Yeah. The one game. The 134 point
games
game.
Every season.
The 134
in December of 2023.
That's it. That's all we've seen. Before we get on the draft lottery hype train, man, we do got to let you guys know all about some of our sponsors here. And first, we're going to start off with Hungry Root. Everyone in my house always has something going on. I call this busy season. I don't have a lot of time to go grocery shopping or to cook healthy meals at home. That's why I use Hungry Root. Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist wrapped into one. They take care of grocery shopping and meal planning, offering personalized recommendations based on your taste and health goals. I love how Hungry Root tailors my orders based on what I liked or didn't love. It gets smarter every single time with their higher quality, nutritious food. You can stick your gut-friendly, high-protein diet without spending hours planning. The meal comes together in 15 minutes or less, giving you more time for workouts, family, hobbies, the 706 podcasts that we do here. Take advantage of this exclusive deal and get 40% off your first box. Shout out Shay. Plus a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA and use the code LockedOnNBA. That's hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA. Code LockedOnNBA for 40% off and a lifetime free item. We also got to tell you guys all about Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, though. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building your wealth. Surprising insights that you really can get from Monarch Money are things like spending on food delivery. That's been my biggest one. I mean, we looked at the bill of the 2 a.m. JJ orders. It's a lot. Now I budget smarter and save more. It also comes with an all-in-one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch Money to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LockedOnNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LockedOnNBA for half off your first year. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
It is what it is.
Going there.
Hey, listen, it is what it is. I think I might have pressed 2 beats on the soundboard. It is what it is. Nonetheless, Pat, before we get up out of here today, one last topic. Draft lottery tonight for the Chicago Bulls. How you feeling? We got the Pope. We got the Pope on our side, bro.
12.
Hey, listen, the Blackhawks just got number 3.
12.
See, now you say that we're going to be down to 14. But what's your reaction? The draft lottery starts, and while we're all hoping that the Bulls move up, at number 14, you see the Chicago Bulls logo pop up. What's your reaction, Pat?
Expected. I mean, listen, this is what happens when you don't pick a direction. Now, I'm not a big anti or pro tank guy, right? Y'all know that's not my thing. I just wish the Bulls would pick a side. Like, you can be anti-tank and actually do things that are anti-tank. The Bulls were like, we don't want to tank, but also we don't really want to get that much better. But also we don't really want to add draft capital. But also we don't really want to add young, healthy players. So, like, if they ended up 14
young,
or 12,
healthy players, Pat, because we trade for players on the last year of their rookie deal, we trade for young, unhealthy players, so then we can get the extra money.
That's all we get. We got that money. We got the savings, baby. I'll tell you this: we will definitely be under the salary cap when this all ends. I don't know, bro. Like this is a deep enough draft where 14 wouldn't hurt me. It's just, is AK going to make the right decision? This is a deep enough draft. I mean, you should be finding solid pieces all the way down at 22. You should still be finding solid pieces for your team. This is one of those drafts, right? This is the NFL running back draft where the Bears get Kyle Monunga in the 7th round. You know what I mean?
The all running back draft would be wild.
It's one of those situations where I think that if you get one of the top picks, it would be great. If you get one of the mid-tier picks, it'll be fine. You just better hope that Modest is the guy. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Does Modest have to be the guy, or can you get the guy?
We shall see, bro. We shall see. I listen. I'm coming into this one with an open mind. I'm coming into this one also partially expecting the worst. That's why I did ask about us getting number 14, because I've been looking at it, and I say this. Even if the Bulls do get number 14, I think at bare minimum you're getting a future starting caliber center at the bare minimum in this draft, no matter where the Bulls pick at. But if we get lucky, man, can we get lucky in this draft? So we'll just see what happens, bro.
Prepare for the worst, but still pray.
No, you know what you need to prepare for is that all the centers are on the board, and literally AK looks and says, Jeremiah Fears, guard, we got you.
He could play some small ball 5 though.
Oh, facts, absolutely, bro. Small ball 5, 4 doesn't matter, bro. What are positions really, Pat? What are positions?
Hey, AK stands on that. What are positions in the modern NBA?
Yeah,
important.
We need 9 to 10 really good guys, and 8 of those guys could be guards.
He's not even going to draft a forward.
Why?
And if he does draft a forward,
we have a forward. His name is Ayo Dosunmu.
Hey, and if he does draft a forward, it's going to be an unknown 16-year-old that, like, the pick
with a 7'6" wingspan.
Oh my God, bro! It's comical at this point, bro, and it just keeps getting funnier and funnier. And I know for most Bulls fans, it's not funny, but all you can do is laugh.
Yeah,
all you can do is laugh at what AK has done to this team and how, like it's almost like he wanted to prove that he was gonna be an aggressive GM, and then it failed, and he was like, "I'll never do that again."
That's hilarious, bro. That is hilarious, man.
We're gonna get good real quick. Ow! 35 games. All right, that's enough of that. Don't
funny.
Don't start that. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Let us know what you think is going to happen tonight in the draft lottery. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. You follow us both on everything at Locked On Bulls.
Y'all make sure we're going to start the Get Pat the new keyboard and mouse GoFundMe, so be on the lookout for that. I'll have that link up ready to go. But thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen today. For your second listen, go and check out Locked On NBA Game Night, every game until the NBA champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find NBA Game Night on Locked On NBA on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. For Pat, this has been Locked On Bulls. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and hopefully we're talking about the Bulls having the number 1 overall pick.
That'd be great.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
And with the number 1 overall pick, the Bulls draft Danny Wolf.
Dang it! I do like Danny Wolf, but not there.
Not there.